Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and in this video today we've got the Concealed Void Legend difficulty, so 1310 Lost Sector, valid for about 22 more hours. So if you guys are farming some exotic arms, there are some good ones. You've got Ophidian Aspects coming up that'll be pretty good for Warlock. Sight and Ramparts are always good for PvP. Hunters, you guys have a plethora to choose from, so really decent options always if you guys are farming for some. Fallen Lost Sector today, you've got Barrier and Overload Fallen Champions. Barrier, of course, are going to be your servitors, and then Overload, you've got a couple of captains to work with. For the Destination modifier, you have Arc and Aerial damage taken. So if you're flying through the air and those like Arc Tracer shot hits you, it's going to hurt. So try not to take too many of those. Definitely stay planted or do very minimal hopping. The burn is going to be solar. So your outgoing solar damage is going to be big. We'll cover that. But also incoming solar damage, which is mostly from the boss, is going to be pretty painful. So for me, Overload and Anti-Barrier Scout Rifle is kind of my setup here. I'm not using my Masterworked Fatebringer. I'm using a basic one. Killing Wind and Frenzy, not too bad, but not going to be all explodey, so you guys will have to see it takes the full 3 shots. If you do have explosive payload or timed payload on a hand cannon, you basically only have to shoot the captains twice. Makes life a little bit easier. This one I'm going to have to hit him 3 times. Still not too bad at 1310 difficulty, though. For this middle one, Scout Rifle is my preference. Auto Rifle, you're going to have to hit the barriers from a little bit of range, so Scout Rifle is just a bit more consistent on that one. I'm using this one mostly because there is one Arc Captain that I kind of like to pick off from range. The other thing that you're going to have to kill from range is Void. And now the Void servitors will kind of continuously spawn if you don't nuke the boss. So you are probably going to want to try and find a way to be efficient with the boss, and this is why I grabbed my Outrageous Fortune. This is my Field Prep Grenade Launcher. It's got Spike Grenades on it, Ambitious Assassin, never quite know what the reload's going to be like, but the biggest thing is it's heavy and it's solar. Now, you got He's in Vengeance, it hits like an absolute hammer. It's a really good one. If you've got Xenophage, honestly, it's probably better than most things I can tell you to put on because it just smashes champions. So, your choice, but again, trying to use some lower level stuff and no exotics in here for you guys. But whatever your heavy is, scavengers, reserves, and ammo finders, make sure and throw those on. Whatever armor you're wearing, doesn't matter the energy, you know, throw arc resistance, solar, void resistance in here. Something's probably going to help you a little bit. Arc for a lot of Fallen, solar for the boss are probably the 2 preferences if you've got options. And then, of course, Breach and Clear, you may as well have fun with grenade launchers for this season because I'm sure next season they're not even going to feel close to the same. So enjoy the fun while you've got it. That's pretty much the loadout that I am running. No exotics as always, and I will not use my super, so you guys can see how it can be done with basic setup, and then you guys can take any tools that you've got and make it better. So I have no idea why it thinks Altars of Sorrow. I'm pretty sure the game is broken, but here we go. All right, so when you jump in, you pretty much start straight away. You're going to have a Greg there, kind of a couple more in the back, and then you're not too far away from the first champion. He's literally just going to come popping out here any second. Just make sure you reload it. There he is. And again, those guys are going to be solar as well, so they are going to hurt, but as soon as you can stun him, bring out your heavy. Well, Breach and Clear works for me, but if he got rockets, he's going to go down pretty quick either way. Now, there's one thing I forgot to mention to tell you. You have a couple shanks with solar shields. As you're using a solar heavy, they're going to go down fairly quick. If you have rockets, you just don't have as many options. Xenophage, grenade launcher is going to have more ammo, but, you know, arcing a grenade from far away is always a little bit more difficult. So it's kind of your choice, but if you want, you can work on clearing some of these ads out early. There's going to be a couple Vandals over there. There they are. And remember, they're arc, so the burn does affect their shots to be a bit more potent, and especially if you jump in the air for some reason, those are going to hurt quite a bit, but try and take those out. Peek around the corner, find our shank. Hit him a couple times. He's going to go down. If any ammo drops, check that. And then come across here. There we go. Next phase is probably the most annoying. On the left, you're going to have a barrier servitor. He's floating up there, but he can teleport up, down, under barrier. Like, he's all over the place. So if you have moments where you don't get good line of sight on him, what I'm going to show you guys is where I prefer to fight him. It just gets to be a little bit tricky to get over there sometimes at first. So crouch under this thing. You'll get some of the guys, apparently like literal guys to spawn pop-in style. Shoot what enemies you can that are not shielded. Don't worry about the servitor. He's just going to hang over here. Here's going to be your captain. If you can bust his shield, you'll get him to peek out and then eventually probably come back. But as I said, you're going to have some servitors. You're going to have some drags over there on those platforms. Just kind of let them do their thing for a little while. Try and let them get into your view. Try and get a shot on them. And pretty much stay in cover. Watch that guy. It's just, he's annoying. Not too much you can do. Captain is all sorts of skittish over there. I'm going to try and get up here a little bit, get a bit more aggressive for angles. Watch your left-hand side. Make sure you got some cover over here between whatever's trying to shoot you. Here's your captain. I told you he's skittish as all get out. For whatever reason, he is just not a fan. Mostly because he knows he's going to die. I can break a shield about 6 times and eventually kill him that way. It's not the most effective, but it does work. And at some point, you can get that guy off of that platform. Now, the main reason I'm focused on the captain, more of an annoyance factor than anything, but I want to see if I can get that servitor to show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm going to fall in the bottom. It's going to hurt. Okay, still alive. Now, you're going to have some ads on both sides. This is a bit of a problem. Got a little hidey spot. Watch the shanks. All right. So you will have a couple stragglers. You do have a solar heavy shank over there, but you'll notice I've got all these random ads over here. But that servitor's like, he's hiding down below on the lower level. He's going to be up top. And this is where you almost have to, like, kind of pick your poison. If you can get it, if you think you can arc a shot over there and hit him, go for it. That was actually lucky. I think I missed 2 or 3 times last time. There's just a lot of shots, and you can't do anything about the little shanks. They're really annoying. But the servitor, unfortunately, teleports all over the damn place. Be ready as his health gets low for him to do his thing. He's about to pop his shield, so you gotta find him. Look where he is. Do you see this ridiculousness? And he's still managing to shield everything in the damn place, but he's like floating down there in the radial area. Now, if he drops his shield on one of these guys, take a second and kill him. So that means he had dropped his guard. There we go. Got some things down, and he popped back up. Now, granted, he could have put his shield back up, and he could have totally, like, got his health back while he's down below. But if you do get a chance to see him, well, he may teleport everywhere, but if you can get a shot on him, he's not too bad to kill. But that's the annoyance of he'll be down here. If, like, the other place I used to typically fight him from was kind of around here. And you'd get a decent shot, but then all of a sudden he'd teleport, like, way down there in the water for some reason. So it's always a bit of a tricky venture in fighting that guy, and it's just easier to kind of clear the captain out, get a visible sight line over here, and clear the ads. Be patient. No need to rush this one. It's a little less farmable that way if you're not as aggressive. But again, something like Xenophage, you can knock him out pretty quick. So use this little piece of cover right here. Peek out, kill your Vandal first. He's going to be up there on the upper deck. Captain's on the left. Okay, it'd be good if that guy would just die. Thanks. There we go. Now switch over to our hand cannon. Got to hit him 3 times. I'm going to get here for a nice perfect view. And just kind of nuke him. Now he shoots arc shots. The other one shot solar. Just be careful. Looks like I'm getting some ammo here, so bonus. A little glacial stalwart there. Now you're going to have about 5 wretches coming right at you, and they're going to be pretty close in proximity, so be on top of their kills. Oops, 6. I was wrong. Bad math. But overall, not too bad. Looks like I'm, getting a little heavy ammo love. Plenty sitting back there. Again, that's why the scavenger, the ammo finder, the reserves are important to make sure you do get those. You're going to have 1 Vandal back here, but you're also going to have an overload captain. Don't worry about the captain. Just hang back for a minute. Start to find all your shanks. Hopefully all the heavy ammo doesn't fall down into oblivion, but it might. Make sure you reload it in case the captain actually gets visible. But honestly, all you want to do is literally touch the other side, get everything to spawn, and then turn around. Trying to get all these guys to spawn. We can get the nice little chain reaction explosions going. Kind of like that. Get them all to die. Let them do their thing. Make sure your overload weapon is reloaded again. It's usually hiding over here. So peek 1, 2, 3. Get them to spawn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes down pretty quick. I've got plenty of heavy ammo, so I'm being a bit more aggressive as well. But it's kind of a perk of, if you got heavy ammo, you may as well use it. There's no reason to sit on it. So make sure everything's nice and reloaded. Back here's the more annoying part. This is where we're going to have the servitor, and it's going to have a void shield in the back. It's about halfway through the fight. That's why it is actually beneficial to try and nuke the boss in a couple phases so you don't have to fight that servitor too many times because he just keeps coming back. It's not one of those that, oh, you can clear it out. No, it'll just keep spawning if you go too slow. So patience can be a virtue. This is somewhere where I definitely would tell you to use your super. I just typically won't use my super here, mostly because I don't want you guys to have to depend on it to beat this thing. But it is one of those that can be beneficial to do it. Now, if I can get a direct hit on him, I wouldn't advise going after a shielded enemy with a match game with your heavy, but I have a ton because I'm like reserves and everything else. So now, if you can hit him once, and you can get a little aggressive, just be careful. He's going to hit like a truck when he tags you, and he's going to apparently teleport, so that's cute. Where'd he go? Oh, hey, buddy. If you get him to stand still, just unload some grenades, take a second, gather your thoughts, and then come back. And you're going to have a couple shanks, couple drags. You're always going to have the servitor popping back and forth. Now, you technically don't have to kill the servitor, at least to kill the boss. So it's not required. You're just going to have to make sure he's on this side of the world when you do go for him. Otherwise, he could get shielded on the right-hand side over there. Trying to kill a couple of these ads just to make my life a little easier. High-pitched voice talking's fun. All right, now, if you can get him to be non-teleporty, makes life a little easier. There we go. And again, this is about as far as I'll get aggressive up here. But if you can get a good... Now, this is a bad thing. Now, if that actually happens, I would loop around and try and reset him just to be safe. Because he hits hard when he does hit you. So again, try and find him when he goes through that slow walk. And then if you can tag him and he's really close like this, just nuke him. Hide back here. And if you really feel like you're in trouble, you might get tagged on this flight up and arc damage is going to hurt. But you can fully reset up here. No reason not to back up if you're in trouble. And that's a bit of a longer shock than I would like. So that's the servitor back there. So I'm going to try and not worry about him, but still kill the boss. Always depends on how close the boss actually will get to you. And now if the wretches come, be careful. If you're out there in the open, they will be aggressive and want to slap you around a bit. Now if he's in the middle, he's probably half away from teleported, so I wouldn't actually dump your heavy while he's in the middle. May as well reload, see what I get. Nothing fancy. Clear some ads if you're waiting on the boss to get visible. He's over here. He is good at juking. Apparently I've been listening to Lord Cognito's new podcast a little too much. See, now he's shielded. Not much I can do. At some point he'll get unshielded. And again, if you're not worried about heavy or you run out of heavy, you can still slowly work him down with whatever you got. Just, life gets easier with heavy ammo. Now, if you do tag him... Oh, he's really going to teleport on me. There he is. He's teleported again. Just going to clear that group of ads in the corner over there to make my life easier. Hang tight for a minute. And again, this is not one you really have to worry too much about time if you're moving at pace like this. I'm at 9 minutes. I got 5 before my reses even matter. If I wanted to get really aggressive and go smash him in the face, I could have killed him already with my super type thing. Like, those are all options. Now, that's why I said, you can sit here and plink away at this guy's shield. If I really want to, I could come over here, throw a grenade on him. Just be aware of where the boss could possibly be. Make sure if you do pop the shield, even if you go for a finisher, and even if I die, just to make sure nothing else can get shielded, kind of cycle through. Jumping is actually probably a bad idea. Come back through. I did get a couple of grenades, so I can switch. And then I can come back. But you don't want to wait too long. If you do break that shield, go for the kill, because the servitor could spawn again. So that's a pretty reasonably clean run. Basic weapons. If you guys got supers, exotics, there's things that make this a lot easier. See if you get anything good. Not a whole lot coming out of there. Back to the planet surface, and we will wrap this up. But that pretty much wraps up Concealed Void. I'm going to have to close out of the game to get rid of this Altars of Sorrow thing that's hanging on my screen. But yeah, you've got one barrier servitor, basically. It's just the most annoying of all of them, to be frank. The overload captains really aren't too bad. I do suggest hand cannons over a submachine gun. Submachine guns are just so unreliable against champions. It's really not worth it. And I'm going to get my video ruined by a couple of X over here. What's up, guys? You too? There we go. Anywho, what I was saying... biggest thing, arc damage and aerial damage is going to hurt. So fallen are going to be painful. Being airborne makes it worse. The boss is solar, so it's going to hurt. But, retaliate with whatever solar you got. And again, your solar could be anything. If you've got He's in Vengeance, if you've got a machine gun. They may not be, machine guns may not be the best, but if this is your solar heavy, you're still going to output more damage than, like a Void or like an arc linear fusion rifle. So put solar on your heavy. Have your, mods match it, and then cover your champions overload. And then barrier, you can do, honestly, auto rifle or scout. I just prefer scout on this one out of preference. Thank you guys very much. If you did enjoy this video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you guys have loadouts you guys like using. I will work on putting together those master videos for while I'm gone and kind of around it as well, so you guys get a good run of master lost sectors if you guys are looking to run those. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the content, please drop a subscribe button hit. Smash that thing. And also, the alert bell actually helps my videos get to you. So if you want to see future ones, that's actually the most important. And you guys can find me on Twitter. It's Ebontis there, and Twitch. I stream typically Destiny on Tuesdays if I'm feeling Destiny. Light weeks I may not, but typically a lot of variety over there as well, so you can find a mix of everything and just come hang out. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you soon.